Welcome back. You're watching Newsdesk. Thank you for staying with us. I'm here for Business at One. My name is Kelley Boss. Now, Chase Bank, the Wakanda Investment Limited owned lender, has a national outlook after celebrating its 10-year milestone. Now, founded in 2015, Choice Bank started out offering relationship-based microloans to the underserved communities before undergoing a national transformation in 2021 after investment from the Wakanda network, which is owned by a Chinese conglomerate. The leaders have grown to a major focus on electric vehicle financing and financing the China-Kenya trade corridor.
We have been doing credit before. We will not stop doing credit, but what we are doing is actually we want just to diversify. And what we are doing is that we are actually very aggressive now on asset financing. Asset financing, logbook loans. So that means that we're actually targeting the border guys, the Uber drivers, but also we are also just now focused getting into the EV. It's a pain moving funds from Kenya or into Kenya. So what we are doing is that we are building corridors. We are building a Chinese corridor, Japan corridor, because there's a lot of imports and there's a lot of flow of money in and outside Kenya. So for example, you have a lot of guys who are importing things from China. But today, delivering funds to that part of the world takes time. And there's a lot of friction. And there's a lot of documents that you have to share.
Now, let's talk coffee reforms. The Ministry of Cooperatives and Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, MSMEs Department, has deliberated on strengthening coffee reforms in the country during the two-day performance review retreat in Nanyuki. CS Weekly for Paranya said that the ministry will be very firm in pursuing performance contracts among its employees, citing that they will be signed on a timely basis at the beginning of every financial year to ensure effective service delivery. He said that they are working on improving the country's production rating from number 5 to number 1 in Africa.
We are lucky this year. Coffee is doing very well. Farmers are getting good prices, and we are emphasizing that Kenya once used to be a coffee, number 1 producer of coffee in Africa. We are now number 5. We must go back to number 1. And the president has already supported us as a ministry with financial allocation to make sure that we make Kenya a number 1 producer of coffee. At the same time, because dairy touches on many of our people. So that's another priority area that as a ministry we are looking at.
From a performance management perspective, we are working with all line ministries to institutionalize performance management and performance contracting. That's why you see the CS convened everybody within the ministry, both PSS, all the CEOs of the parastatals, heads of departments, and everybody, top leadership within the state corporations under the ambit of the Ministry of Cooperatives, so that we move together as a team by making sure that everybody understands the entire performance management framework, starting all the way from strategic planning to performance management, to performance contracting, to performance evaluation, and finally performance appraisal at individual level, so that everybody within the ministry moves in tandem.
Now, traders at Lodwar in Turkana are excited over the completed upgrading of Lodwar municipality into a town. The upgrade involved the construction of a 3-kilometer tarmac road and installation of streetlights. This, according to the residents, is expected to transform the area into a 24-hour economic hub, improve production, reduce transport costs, and make it easier to access the town centers.
And funds are channeled to our country for the development of this country, which is so great and so beautiful. As you can see, the backyard streets have all been improved. We have a wonderful tarmac road accessing all our businesses. That means there is easy accessibility to our businesses. Mine is a guest house, and the number of customers who spend in my guest house has increased due to accessibility through this road. And as you can see, the street lights are well designed. The lighting system, even at night, is very good. People are able to see these buildings.
Sana tunashukuru sana upande wa barabara. Wana barabara tu kuwa na barabara mzuri. Saa hii town yote barabara iko, wameunda drainage, wameweka maji. Saa hii hawezi haribu vitu za watu ama kuingia kwa manyumba za watu. The same time vile wamemaliza wakaweka street light. Saa hii barabara inakaa kama mchana. Wale vijana wahalifu wenye walikuwa wanahangaisha watu wa biashara, saa hii hakuna. Kwa maana ukitembea ukitaka kufanya mahalifu unaonekana.
Now, the annual Conference of Social Entrepreneurship is painted to focus on fostering collaboration and growth within the social economy, particularly in Africa. It connects stakeholders like social entrepreneurs, policymakers, and impact investors to create an enabling environment for sustainable social enterprises. The discussions on this year's conference was centered around creating jobs for young people.
To exhort all of you to continue exploring more ways of collaboration between entrepreneurs, corporates, and the universities, industry, and the academy, so that together we can make the education of our young people a service learning experience.
Social entrepreneurship must become not a specialization for a few, but a mindset for all. This is where the future of higher education lies, in producing ethical leaders and problem solvers, not just employees.
When we talk about policies, we don't strictly ground ourselves on the definition. We ground ourselves on the output. Because socialism, communism, cultural revolution, 12 millions of Chinese dying out of hunger. Deng Xiaoping, almost capitalism, almost against communism. 400 million Chinese lifted out of poverty, output.
Very interesting analysis by Ndindi Nyoro, but that story does it for Business at 1. But Award is on standby with sports.